Good morning, folks. Gray Beard Stelter here. I am the master of the MetaVerse. And today we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share my personal experience of why it's important to have an attitude of gratitude. The time has come for me to share my story on how I achieved my precious. Ooh, my precious guys, and it's my championship ring from college football, and I can already hear some of my friends. Oh, here we go. Men's talking about his 1984, community college ring. Get out of here, guy. And it's 2005, dick. Many of my friends know about it, but many don't know the story behind it. Other than you have to win to get yourself a ring. God, today is the day that I finally tell the truth about it. So you guys are lucky. Stay tuned. Some have noticed that during my videos on Meta Motivation Monday that I'm now wearing this big old ring. Okay? And it's because for me now, guys, Monday is like game day. When I wear the ring, or you see me wear the ring, I think it's easy to assume that, I think about perseverance and commitment and being a champ. And you guys are right. That's absolutely right. I do recognize those things and the memories of being there. Okay, but the truth is, when I look at it, what glares at me the most is not how big it is or the diamonds that are in it. What I remember and what it reminds me of is when I almost quit. I almost quit. And what ended up happening is I ended up almost quitting on one of the happiest moments of my life till this day. It's right up at you guys with my wedding day and the birth of my son. 17 years ago, 2005, I was working full-time In-N-Out Burger. I was a cleanup crew manager making $11 an hour, working from 5 a.m. to 1:30 in the afternoon. It gave me just enough time to get to practice from 2 p.m. to 5:30. And after practice was over, it gave me just enough time to, take a shower, grab a bite to eat, maybe squeeze in some homework before class from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Guys, if you want to be a collegiate athlete, you got to be in school full time. So I'm in full-time school, full-time work, full-time football 17 years ago. And guys, at the time, I was staying with my sister at her house, sleeping on her couch in her living room. So the 5 hours that I got every night was on a damn couch. But don't worry, at the age of 20 years old, I eventually progressed and graduated back into my own room. So guys, it was just fair to say that back in the day, that I was getting busy. But it's also fair to say that I felt like a lone wolf. Even though I was getting busy, and my family wasn't exactly that supportive, in the sense of, the traditional route. Everybody in my family had great paying jobs and they were handling, their lives, and here I am working at In-N-Out Burger, chasing dreams. So guys, at 20 years old, I'm in the grind of my life. And my family, really lacks the belief and really didn't show support as far as the football was concerned. And my friends were all partying and having a good old time, turning 21. Couldn't hate on them, really. So guys, in many, many ways, I felt alone and like a lone wolf in my own direction, trying to survive. Guys, and the struggles really, really started to get to me. Guys, up here in the mental game. It became very, very easy to complain about everything. So, I first started complaining about the football. Guys, I don't get enough playing time to put together my scouting. Forget this football nonsense. School. I can't get a grant because my parents make too much money, but I sleep on a damn couch. Forget education. My truck. I got a piece of shit car. And I start complaining about my job. I'm the French fry guy now, but I can't get a raise. Those cheeseburgers are so good. And the lowest part, very, very shallow, is, I started complaining about my family. They don't believe in me anyways. Halfway through the season, none of them have been to one game. Guys, I had a real hard time with this. It was, I don't know what it was for me. It was tough. To the point where I started questioning myself. Am I doing the right thing here? Is my family right? Am I messing up, chasing dreams? It basically just messed me up here. I victimized myself, and for the first time in my life, I had the poorest attitudes, guys. The poor attitude. And for the first time in my life, I had made the decision to quit. As I'll never forget that day, sitting there in a smelly, empty locker room. Normally I'm first on the field. Everyone's already out at the practice field and I'm not pinned up. Guys, I got my helmet, my pads, all of my gear ready to hand in to Howard, the equipment manager. Guys, for the first time in my life, I'm so ready to quit. So I exited the locker room with pads in hand. And I kicked open the double doors into the empty hallway. Guys, and I'm going to switch gears here, but I can't recall any other time in my life, maybe one, where a feeling stopped me and basically overwhelmed me immediately. And I still don't know how to describe it. It was almost like it was a hand that put me to a halt in this empty hallway by myself. And I will never forget the attitude that I felt right then and there in that moment of my life. And I was ready to walk out, guys. Ready to walk out. Something goes, whoa. Hold up. Let's get something straight here. So before you do something stupid, 'cause I know you want to quit and you have a poor attitude and you want to complain about everything. Let's go over it real quick. You're complaining about football. You're being on this team. When 300 young men tried out and you're one of 53 and you're here, the best community program in the country. What's the problem? Nobody asked you to be here. You get to be here. You're complaining about school. Guess what, Ben? You get to go to school and get yourself an education. Good for you. You're complaining about your piece of shit car. Ben, guess what? You get to have a car to take you from A to B conveniently. And now you're complaining about your job. Guess what, Ben? You get to have a job so you can go pay for food. And worst of all, Ben, now you're complaining about your family. Guess what, Ben? You have a family. Because they're nothing but love you unconditionally. Look at all the things I have given you. You want to sit there and complain about everything? You know what? Go ahead and quit. because you're already acting undeserving as it is. Give me one more practice. But be grateful. Have an attitude of gratitude. Remember your blessings I've bestowed. Go see what happens. Guys, okay, so needless to say, I went back and I went and pinned up. Ran out to the practice field super late. Coach yells, "Stelzer, why are you late?" I said, "Put me in, coach. I'll show you why." He points his finger, guys, like you didn't get phased, right? Puts me in. And guys, it goes without saying that I opened up plenty of cans that afternoon. And by the end of practice, it was very, very clear that you had to stay out of Stelzer's way. Because I would have laid out the head coach if he lined up. What? Woo! Guys, I'll never forget that day. Felt bulletproof. I felt untouchable. Guys, I went so nutty that I earned myself a starting spot as the wedge breaker on kickoff return. You know anything about special teams? It's for a bunch of wackos. Well, I earned the starting spot that day. Everybody knew that I was a nutcase for the rest of the season. Guys, all because somebody said, "Hey, be grateful." Guys, what's crazy is I started getting more playing time, right? And we got to the playoffs. And I got my first 2 collegiate recorded sacks in the playoffs. Guys, we got to the semifinals in Los Angeles. And I called the family, "Hey, come on, come out to this game." They didn't make it. It's okay. But what happened? We won. So, guys, which meant in 2 weeks that we had to go to Fresno for the national championship game against San Francisco City. So I called the family, my sisters, my brother, my mom, my dad. I said, "Look, 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Fresno. I really, 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 really would love for you to be there." And gratefully, they showed up. My brother, my sisters, my nephew. He was 5, the age of my son, you guys. My mom, my dad. All got to watch me do it that day. And like I mentioned earlier, guys, till this day, it's one of the happiest memories of my life. Don't quit. And continue to have an attitude of gratitude. I intend to have a new approach, folks, with gratitude, so I can rip through everything again. Guys, if you enjoyed today's story, please press your likes and subscribes and your bell notifications. Until next time, peace be the journey.